Hey guys, I'm Michael Allen for TravelCostaRicaNow.com, and if you're moving down to Costa Rica, you really don't want to miss this video. But it deserves a backstory, because if I don't do a backstory on this, this is going to sound like a late night infomercial. All right? So here's what happened. Me and D'Angelo started making videos about 12 years ago. Another guy, this German guy, started a car rental agency in San Jose. He saw our videos, thought, hey, we should all meet. We loved him, man. You know why we loved him? Because he was all about customer service. And if you know anything about Costa Rica, you don't get customer service down here almost in anything. So, especially in the car rental field, because actually they're trying to get their money right away, up front, and they don't care if they ever see you again. But this guy, this German guy, understood that repeat customers, friends of friends, and all that. And that's why 10 years later, he was very successful for the 10 years. Now, a couple months ago, somebody emailed me that wanted to talk about cars. So it come to find out, this guy worked for George for 10 years, and George kind of mentored him on customer service. So it's very hard, again, to find somebody with kind of honesty and integrity. So when you do, you want to jump on that, especially with what we're talking about, which is buying a used car. Because if you're going to move down here, there's one of the biggest things you're going to have to consider is, are you going to ship your car down here, or are you going to buy a car here? Now, this video is more about buying a car here. We're going to be talking to Fred in a minute, and he's going to tell you about his experience working with our new friend, Anibal, who's sitting over here. We might even show him a little later. He might pop his head in. So anyway, that's kind of the backstory. So again, finding somebody that you can trust integrity. You know, the real estate market, real estate people are hard to find down here. Good lawyers are hard to find down here. Those kind of people. So when you can find somebody with this, it's good. Fred, thank you so much for coming to talk to us.
Thank you, Michael.
All right. Let's get your story. How did you come to find out? How did you do your car?
Michael, I had bought a car in the United States specifically to bring to Costa Rica. That was my intention. When I did the research and found that I was going to have to pay a 51% tax,
which goes up to about 75, right?
And it could be as high as 75. I was going to have to pay on the car that I already owned. I thought, that's a little steep. In addition, our family situation in the States changed a little bit, and we had a granddaughter, and my wife needs to go back and forth to help take care of the granddaughter. So she said, I want a car in Colorado so I can be there to take care of my granddaughter. So buying a car became the only option.
Now, did you do any of your homework on that? Did you kind of know maybe some of the pitfalls here when you get here looking for like a car?
I had been researching moving to Costa Rica for 6 or 8 years. And one of the subjects that comes up is buying a used car in Costa Rica. And the horror stories that came with that were something that created a great deal of anxiety for me. I had been traveling in Costa Rica for about 12 years, always renting cars, and had been very, very successful with the rental car company that I used. This time I moved down, I had 12 suitcases, a wife, a dog, and a cat, and I had to have a car big enough to load all that in to go to my new home. And so I had the most expensive car that car rental agency had, because it was their biggest. After about a week, I began to realize the rental was going to kill me.
This is a little expensive.
I can't keep doing this. So, and then on top of that, my wife was saying to me, Fred, you've got to stop renting this car. We've got to find another way, because we don't have it in the budget. We are spending way too much money on this car. So the people at the car rental place were kind enough to give me a reference. He said, I have a guy that can get you a good, refurbished, dependable used car. He's an honest guy. I've known him for a long time. We worked together, and they introduced me to Anibal. So I went to Anibal's office. I sat down. I told him what I was looking for. I told him I had this urgency to get out of this rental car. And he said, Fred, I will take care of you. He
Can
said,
I just ask you, so did you do anything before Annabelle? Have you gone to any of the other dealerships or used car places like in Gracia, or anything?
no, I didn't do any used cars because I've heard all of the horror stories about undesirable used cars being sold, as the little old lady in Pasadena had driven this car, right?
So actually you got lucky to find him kind of first.
It was a great good luck for me to be able to meet him. And I expressed to him not only that I needed to get out of that car, but I'm an old guy. I'm retired. I don't have a whole lot of money, so I can't make a mistake and buy
Right.
a bad used car that's going to eat me alive in repairs.
It's very stressful. I mean, you guys don't live down here that don't live down here. Getting a good used car is extremely stressful. And like if you don't
Extremely.
speak Spanish or if there's problems here, they do lie about where the cars came from. It's very true.
Absolutely. And they turn the odometers back, and
50,000 miles.
they put a nice fancy coat of wax on it, and the inside is falling apart. So I had read all those horror stories, and I was very, very anxious. So when I met Annabelle, I told him that. I said, we've got to get out of this car, and I'm really, really nervous. You've got to be sure that the car you're referring me to is going to be a dependable car. So he said, Fred, I will take care of you. Not only will I take care of you, but I will take care of you after you buy the car. So
Wait, what? Who does that?
that doesn't happen here. So first of all, I told him what kind of car I wanted. He made arrangements for me to drive to San Jose, to go to their refurbishment center and see the cars that were the car that I was looking for, that they had in inventory. These were cars that were in the process of being prepared for sale. So I had the great opportunity to go there, talk to the mechanic that had gone through this car, and find out what the downside and what the upside was. So that honesty is unheard of in the used car business here. To be able to actually sit and talk to somebody who's gone through the entire car.
And actually telling you the truth.
And telling me the truth, absolutely. He even took us on the test drive and talked about, okay, this has this, it has that, this, I've already gone through that, it's working perfectly, etc. So I made a list of the things that the car needed to be finished and refurbished. They said, you come back on Monday and we'll have it all done. Well, they went through it with a fine-tooth comb. They made every one of the changes that needed to be done. They did it. However, it took a little bit longer than Monday. So they said, look, we'll deliver the car to you in Liberia, which I'm living up in the northern part of the country, and so I did not want to have to make that long drive back to San Jose. And I was very thankful that they delivered the car to me. They also, because of Annabelle, they gave me a warranty on this car, a used car with a warranty.
Actually, let me ask, what car was it? What did you get?
I got a Toyota Fortuner, a diesel. Because I lived down a dirt road, I needed a very secure, very strong car to put up with Costa Rican roads.
Now, did you feel good with the price? I mean, did you think, okay, this is fair?
I thought it was a very fair price.
Obviously, people are making money.
It wasn't a steal, but I wasn't looking for a steal. I was looking for a dependable, honestly sold car, and that's exactly what I got. Now, fast forward a couple of months, I need to go back to the United States. Annabelle makes arrangements that I can park the car in a secure lot, and they will give me the ride to the airport. When I come back, they meet me at the airport, and they bring me back to my car in his lot. So I've had continuous follow-up care. Plus, I still have that warranty. That gives me that security. one of the things that I think is very important for people to realize, that you really cannot believe what the used car dealers are telling you. It's just not true.
You know, me and D'Angelo went looking for cars for a long, long time. But what we started doing is we would run the VIN number after they were saying, oh no, an old lady from North Carolina, these are all from the States, it's such a great car. We'd run the VIN number, it'd be a flood car. A flood car, for real.
Right, you cannot believe what the people say. So when I found Annabelle, I expressed to him, Annabelle, I'm an old retired guy, I can't afford to make a mistake on a car.
Did you think he was too good to be true?
Absolutely.
Because
I sat in his office and he showed me the website, he showed me the cars that they had. He said, these will come out perfect. And I thought, give me a break. I don't believe this. It turned out that it was absolutely true. So they delivered the car at 10 o'clock at night. Annabelle is there. He's ready to go through this car, show me everything about the car. And so it was a very nice delivery. The car was in just tip-top shape. I've been driving it on the bad road, and it's been a wonderful car.
did you have to use the warranty at all?
Haven't
Have you ever
haven't
issued
had
with
to
it
do
or
anything with it at all. So no. Now,
So you're happy, no buyer's remorse.
none wants no. Not only am I
Which is why you're
happy,
doing this video.
I am absolutely amazed at how well it has gone and how happy I am with this car. Because I've had great anxiety, great worry about buying
I
a used
hear
car
you.
here.
We've all
Now-
gone through this.
Not only did I hear all the horror stories, but I also, before I met with Annabelle, I went to the new car dealers. The sticker shock is enormous.
People should know that
Enormous.
cars are normally double what they are in the blue book
Absolutely.
in the United States.
Absolutely.
Double. You can't really get around that. That's what I think. The reason I like buying a car here is because if you do your homework, you find Annabelle, you're going to get a better deal than if you would have shipped it.
Absolutely.
9 times out of 10, if you do your homework.
Absolutely. It was going to cost me $21,000 to bring my car here.
Ouch.
Out of my pocket, $21,000.
That's not a new car.
My car was 2 years old.
2 years.
Right. So by finding Annabelle, I got a really good price, and my wife has a car to use when she's in Colorado taking care of the grandbaby. So it was the best of all possible worlds for us. And because of Annabelle's customer service, as you mentioned, he studied at the feet of the master, and he surpassed the master. He is so good. So I brought the car in, and the air conditioning was not working. I left it there. I took a trip to the United States. When I came back, the air conditioner was working. I had just mentioned to him, the air conditioner's not working. He had to go through the car, find out what the problem was, replace the part, and when I got here, turned the car on, and I had air conditioning. And he didn't charge me for it. So you cannot beat that kind of customer service and that kind of aftercare
I
service.
know, right?
Unheard of in Costa Rica.
I've said this already, but if they just understood the stress of doing this, what it is, and when you could, that's why I know this sounds kind of like, hey, we're trying to sell you a car. No, we're not. I found somebody after 12 years. You can't find these people, so I just want to share Annabelle with you, and we got to show you. You got to come over here and show your face. So this is the Zen Master right here. This is Annabelle. Guys, if you want to get in touch with him, this is you guys coming down here. So Fred is you looking for a car. So if you want to get in contact with Annabelle, get in contact with me, and I'll give you all the information. I think it might be something to look into. I think you recommend him.
I tell you what, you will be very happy. You'll thank yourself if you work with Annabelle and get a good used car.
Fred, thanks so much for coming out
Thank
and
you,
doing
Michael.
this. I appreciate it. Anyway, guys, I'm Michael Allen, TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Peace, guys. Who it hopes.